H-Town, what's up? You know what time it is? It's time for the best 120 minutes of your day. The Chop Shop, the nation's #1 urban sports talk show, and also your midday sports happy hour. Yours truly, Robert Hatter, alongside Jim Hicks, coming to you live from Houston, Texas. And guess who is here already? I'm trying to get him teamed up in the background. I hope it's okay. Let me see. Let me make sure, Jimmy, you're there. No, that ain't okay. There you go. There you go. There you go. I didn't get you. Hold on a second. But you know, welcome to the show. I know we got. Wait a minute, it's a big win, big weekend coming up this weekend, Jimmy. I know you got to talk about that, but we missed you yesterday. I'm trying to make sure I share the show. Everybody share the show. And before I go anywhere, let me acknowledge my starting five today. Our starting five is the 5 people who sign up to the Chop Shop feed simultaneously on each platform, and they are accumulated on the board. And I got the board in front of me. They got D. Holcomb, they got Rod Wells, they got Mindy Collins, we got Kevin Lewis, we got Corey Willis is in the building, and our 6th man of the day is who is that? Thaddeus Moody. Look at that man talking about how about the Thaddeus Moody. Okay. Then we got Sonya Billingsley. I heard from Chris Walker. He telling me who he want. He wants some of Thaddeus Moody. He wants some of who else he said? He wants Sonya. He wants some of Sonya. And who else? And Kim Jackson. He's scared of Mate. He's scared of Mate right now. But those the 3 names that he threw out there. He threw Sonya Billingsley. He threw for the 1,000 subscriber challenge. He threw Sonya. He called your name out personally. I mean, he tweet. We didn't talk. He put your name on the tweet. Sonya, I'm gonna do what I'm gonna screenshot it and send it to you. I told y'all, like we was on a group text last night. A guy was trying to get me to say something crazy in our group text, Jimmy. I said, dude, I am not gonna say it so your ass can group. How I ain't gonna do that. I know you ain't gonna do it because I'm not gonna say it in a group chat. Call me. No, let me call you so I know your ass ain't recording the phone conversation. What's up, businessman? He said, what's up, Hatter? You headed back to H-Town from Dallas. Okay, businessman. I ain't heard from businessman since the election was over with. Trump left and he left. Same thing. Yeah. He was one of them. It's all right, businessman. I'm glad you're back. He left. He got mad a little bit and left, but I'm glad he's back. Let me see what else happened out here today. Yeah, Kim. Chris Walker mentioned your name. I'm going to screenshot it. Kim, he mentioned your name by, he said, I want some of Sonya and Kim Jackson first. Hold up now. He gonna get to all the rest. He said he wants some of Marquessa Charles. Who else he said? Oh, Nick Harris. What's up, Doc? Okay. All right. But Jimmy, I want to start. Jimmy, I don't know where to start. First of all, women's basketball, men's basketball, everybody, college basketball started tonight. I'm ready to celebrate. I want to see that tonight. Who else I got? I got the Houston Cougars. They're going to be unveiling their Final Four banner. It's the first time a Houston team ever been to the Final Four, Jimmy. A Houston-based team. So they unveiling a Final Four banner tonight to get there. Approximately, the game started at 7 p.m. Get there 6:40.
You said it's the first. Hold on. You said the first time what?
Final Four banner. Oh, that's right. Clyde Drexler then went. Okay. All right. Shit. Wait a minute. In recent history, excuse me. Post-slavery. Post-slavery. But in recent history, I forgot about Clyde Drexler.
The first one is the hardest one.
Remember? Yeah. Well, okay, wait a minute. Hold on. I'll put it like this. What's that the term they use? Recent history. Okay, recent history.
Yeah,
Recent history. I forgot about that. Coach, get Jimmy. I forgot about that. Cause guess what? My school was in that back then too. So, cause Clyde Drexler jumped over Andre Johnson.
Keith Lee ain't coming through that door no time soon.
Man, watch it. Hey, okay, you watch it. That's all right. But a mighty base here. Jimmy, I saw something this morning. I got to share with y'all. Chris Walker, man, he came on the show yesterday, and he always provoking stuff, Jimmy. He told me to go look at a movie that he haven't even seen yet. But the movie is not out yet, Jimmy. The movie is not out, and it's called Passing. I thought he said passion, so I'm looking at passion, but it's passing. Passing, like passing for white or passing for black. Passing. It's going to be on, what's the name of that show? Netflix, right? So, it was unique. A trailer, Jimmy. Because me and Chris had a hell of a conversation about the role race played in this society and everything. But we can't get away from it, y'all. No matter how y'all try to get away from it, when people see you, they see you as black. And when you see them, you say, that's just life. So the more we understand it a little bit more, but Jimmy, it made me understand. Jimmy, it was a black girl passing as white in the movie. I just seen the trailer now. I haven't seen anything else. But she was passing as white. I mean, she looked white. I mean, she had a best friend was black. So she asked the black girls, the passing girl, she was white. She got a white husband. His name was Mr. Bellew. So she asked him, she said, so, Mr. Bellew, wait a minute. So you dislike Negroes, Mr. Bellew? He said, no, not at all. Now you gotta understand, he married to a black woman, but he thinks she's white. Jimmy, all right? Hold on now. He said, no. I hate them. Then him and the black wife start giggling. He don't know she black. Y'all it comes on Wednesday, on which it's called Passing. I couldn't wait. Jimmy, I'm clicking, I'm thinking, wait a minute. But
so that's a new show?
Right? Yes, it's new. Come on Wednesday.
I'm wondering if it was in any way inspired by Dave Chappelle's famous skit.
No. I don't know. It might have been.
Saying, remember that skit with the character called Clayton Bigsby? It was white guy who thought it was a black guy. I'm sorry. White guy who, let me see what it was. It was
a black guy posing as a white guy.
The black guy that thought he was white, he was blind. Remember?
Oh yeah.
And they went to the Klan rally. They pull it off. He pulled his hat off, and everybody saw he was black, and somebody shot him. But that skit was a very popular skit. I wonder if this was inspired by that.
But and guess what? It's set in the 1920s, Jimmy, right? But what I was scared, what got to me, and the reason I'm talking about it this morning, what are you gonna do with that woman if he find out? See, that's all I'm thinking about. The way he said it, Jimmy. He said, no. I don't dislike them. I hate them. But it's unbelievable. Chris Walker, he had me talk. But Jimmy, and this morning, Jimmy, I saw something about young people because we was talking about how Chris said when he developed this show, he developed this for us to talk about it. The stuff that we talk about in the barbershop, the stuff we talk about when we out. He said we wanted to put it on wax and see could the other people form little chop shop groups and they go talk and apply action and others to inspire action instead of just talking about it. We trying to be about it. But I heard about these two young ladies. Y'all can Google them. One of them name is Katrina Carr, and one of them name is Kylie Richardson. Okay? The reason I want to share this with y'all this morning about these it's a group of black students. They got this campaign called a More Than a Theory campaign. They're organizing in the response to the drumbeat of critical race theory. These young people, I heard a voice. She sounded like she's about 16, 17, 18. They said they have heard a whole lot from the parents who don't want their kids to know anything about nothing and nobody talking to the kids about this. So here, you hear about a lot about the white kids children don't want to protect want to protect their feelings. But these young black kids or black, I think it might be black and white kids. They're kicking off a campaign, y'all, called, what's the name of the campaign again? Look it up. It's called More Than a Theory campaign. And let's get out there and support them and see what else. Look it up and see what else we can go. But Jimmy, what's going on, man? What else happening out here in these streets?
Oh, man, it's
Moody
so
with about one win. We got 72 more to go though. That is Moody. But what's going on?
Well, I mean, we're talking now. Let's start off with something. We got NCAA, as you said a while ago. They start their regular seasons today.
Yes.
A lot of division NCAA schools, they kick it off, and it's going to be action. Of course, you mentioned U of H is in action among others. However, let's start this thing off and go right to some NBA because right now we're finally getting to the 10-game mark. It's felt like the NBA has been going on for longer than that, but they've only played 10 games. So we're at the 1/8 mark. Just say if this was a 2-mile, 2-mile race. We finished the first lap of a 2-mile race, around the track with the NBA. And right now, looking in the Western Conference, Golden State is doing some really remarkable things, and them guys look like they having a bunch of fun on that court. Steph Curry.
I thought you said they have fun when you win.
Yeah, they have fun. You do.
When you
That's
win.
A natural, but it just look. I mean, you know what I'm saying? Sometimes you can have fun, but everybody it seems like even the bench guy. That's one of the things you liked about Golden State. That's why a lot of the guys, their role players were so easy to trade or to market away because they looked like they were good locker room guys. You had a lot of guys on that bench when you're making buckets. They're Ruwan and Iguodala is really, really, really. Iguodala gonna mess around and slide himself into the Hall of Fame. Yeah, for real, his numbers. He's gonna mess around and slide. Remember now, before he got to Golden State, he was he was an MVP candidate with the 76ers.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
A lot of people forget that may not have been paying attention to Iggy back then.
He didn't sustain it for a long period of time, but he was a pretty good player.
He was on the uptick, on a serious uptick. Mm-hmm. And you just talking about his leadership and his locker room skill. Even when he was at Miami last year, you can see him, but they really didn't need Iguodala because they have Udonis Haslem, and that's Haslem's role on Miami's bench. In to keep everything.
You can never have too many. You can never have too many guys that instill your culture. Some teams don't have none. And when you got an extra guy in there, and these two guys, really, me knowing those two guys, they really respect each other and never stepped on each other's toes. But I'm glad you. But before you finish with these guys, because I don't want you to move away. I saw a tweet before the game by Candace Parker. It's way before the game they played last night. And he said, so she said this. She said, Steph is going to have 50 tonight. I should have put it up on the screen for y'all. Anytime you play against a young protege, you got to let them know. He was talking about Trae Young. Guess how many points Steph had last night, Jimmy?
He had a 50 piece.
Okay. She sounds like a prophet. I'm telling you, this happened before the game. I'm going to put it up on the screen, but keep on talking. I just want to interject that because what I would like for people to know, y'all, is Stephen Curry overrated to y'all? Excuse me. No. I'm sorry. Underrated. Is he? I'm talking to people out there. No. I'm talking about the people out there. Is he underrated? Kevin Durant, more than anything to me, was the reason that Steph, I think people underrate him when Kevin Durant came. Think about what he was at the time before KD got there, Jimmy. Hey, Gina. Miss Gina is in the building today. I ain't seen her in a long time. She been busy, Jimmy. But do y'all remember what Stephen Curry was doing to the league? I was having fun. I called the babyface assassin, Jimmy. I was coming on the show every day. I had a Curry take, the MVPs, the championship. Then Durant comes, and Durant also had to sacrifice individuality too, because he was taken out of MVP considerations when he went over there with Steph and them. But that's what happened when you pair up like that, Jimmy. I think you cannibalize your chances to win the MVPs. I'm talking about the overall MVP. I'm not talking about the championship MVP. And they were both young enough to win more at the time. And I kind of thought that's kind of dampened Stephon's career a little bit. Those 3 years with Durant, we kind of muted him, and then he get hurt, and then he get hurt. But Jimmy, I don't know if you remember, Damon Lillard and them was talking about, you see what happened when you ain't got KD, and Stephen heard that. Stephen heard that now. Don't get it. Stephen heard that. Not Stephen. Stephen heard that. But Jimmy, me personally, I just been watching this game for a long time. He has the highest combination of skill level, passing, dribbling, and shooting that I've ever seen any player. I just wanted, before we got out of Golden State, you can get back to him. I just wanted to just give my opinion of him. That kid is unbelievable, man. Unbelievable.
No, you ain't gonna mention his free throws?
Huh?
You ain't gonna mention Curry's free throws last night?
I didn't even see him. What did he do? I didn't look at the stats last night.
I'll wait you put them up. I know you.
I didn't look. Sometimes I do. Last night, y'all, it went. Yeah.
Now, speaking of the young guy, and that's Trae Young, because Trae Young had been getting comparisons as the new Steph Curry, and this is what happens when you try to replace the OG with the new boot prematurely. Let it happen on its own. And once again, Steph Curry not only hit 50 last night, they got the win, which is more important. And these Atlanta Hawks, which, right now, they've only won 4 out of 11 games this season. They've only won 1 game on the road this season. And Atlanta is a team that we thought more of them going into this season. Remember, after last year?
Yeah.
So now, you understand, it's still only 1 lap around the track. They still got 7 laps to go. It's a 2-mile race, the NBA, right at this point.
And Jimmy, we always wait to the 20-game mark, you and I.
Yeah, we always wait to the 20-game mark. And that's what I'm saying. So we're not going to even get deep. We've learned this the hard way. Don't even dare try to go and proclaim one of these teams right now. Because in the NBA, it don't take nothing but pop, pop, pop. You look up, you got 3 losses in a row. 3 then turned into 5. Next thing you know, they talk about somebody need to be traded. That's what happens next. I mean, it happens just like that in this league. So, but Trae Young, Trae Young had 28, 9 rebounds, I think, in this game last night. If I'm not mistaken, I don't have I had to pull it up. Yeah.
Now he had 9 assists.
28, 9 assists, I'm sorry, and 3 rebounds. So it was in 11 for 20 from the field. It wasn't a bad game from Trae Young at all, offensively. However, it was
the
a
master
great
said
performance.
There's no such.
Steph
Jimmy,
Curry.
that was a big game. You know, it might have been the 10th
No, that
game
was
of
a
the season.
statement game.
It's
It
a
was a
statement game.
chance.
Yes.
It was a chance for Trae Young to come and prove something.
Yeah.
Which, guess what? On a normal night, you score 28 against Steph Curry. You figure, okay, I gave him something. I gave him Golden State 28. Yeah. But they gave
Jimmy, when a dude give you a 50 piece, when the dude almost go to speed limit on your ass. And by the way, Jimmy, he had 13 of 13 free throws. But no, here you go. But I ain't supposed to do that. Hell no, he ain't supposed to do that.
Oh, man. Hey, you know what's so funny? You know what's so funny?
I know you thought about it.
On the free throw thing, Tip, Golden State as a team, they hit 21 out of 22 free throws as a team.
Showed in.
It just, I mean, it's you also, you think about Golden State, another thing that jumps out on the paper, they had 10 offensive rebounds. I mean, just across the board. I mean, this team.
Hey, Jimmy, Jimmy, guess the only person who missed the free throw was Jonathan Kuminga. The rookie. Yeah, but keep going.
Yeah, they played with Jalen Green in the G League Ignite program. Gary Payton Jr., the second, 21 minutes for him.
I love him.
I mean, see, Andrew Wiggins done got into his role now. And, you know, that's why he gets worried.
And Jimmy,
13 points.
Go on. I'm sorry. Go.
That's his role.
He ain't no star. You know, he was a number 1 pick, but all number 1 picks don't wind up being stars.
Yeah, but then, no, understand.
We expected out of him.
Understand something. All number 1 picks have expectations. And that's the thing. So now the expectations from Wiggins has been adjusted. They've been modified, and as much is not expected of him anymore. Right. It is what it is with certain players. And guess what? He's in a winning atmosphere.
Jimmy, you know what else I like, Jimmy? And you ain't mentioned his name. I got to talk about brother-in-law. You got to mention brother-in-law. Damian Lee. That's Stefan's sister's husband.
Yeah. He had a good night at the office.
Oh, every night.
11 points in 18 minutes.
Yes.
I mean, off the bench. And hold on, what was the bench total? Golden State, 38 points off the bench. Wow. Well, hell, Atlanta's bench was solid as well.
Yeah, they had 30.
They had 36, it looked like.
But guess what? Atlanta didn't have that man. Hey, Atlanta, the man the man that Nike let get away.
Well, you know, in the third quarter was this game. How this game was a tight game until right after halftime, and they hit a cheat code. And
I got a question, Jimmy.
And
you got to play all 4 quarters. Y'all kill me when y'all bring up what happened in the first half.
No. I'm saying all 4 quarters, true, but the fourth quarter was basically garbage time.
But all I'm saying is it's 4 quarters in a game. TSU. I want to know the score of this TSU and Jackson State game. What are you texting me that for? It's just a matter of time. And then it's some excuse you had after the game. I forgot what it was, man. Jimmy, they got mollywopped at the end of the game, man.
That wasn't a bad loss.
Mollywop.
Football, of course, lost 21-41 to Jackson State. The score was 21-21 in the third quarter on the road for the Tigers. Mind you, this is 1 week after almost nearly busting the clock on Arkansas Pine Bluff. Remember, it was 59 points the week before. So you're talking about, think about it. One thing about it, TSU's offense is getting it. That's 80 points in 2 weeks from their offense with a freshman
No,
at the quarterback. I'm liking what I'm
TSU.
seeing.
I just don't like you texting me, messing with me about my JSU. You know, yeah, I'm claiming them because I've been talking about them all season. And you been hold up. When they got beat, I'd never forget that day they got beat. And we got to get back to the NBA now. But that day they got beat by the team by 2 points. And you come in here, what's that? They only lost. You come in here, the Allen came out of them right now. Lost by 2 points, ladies and gentlemen. But come on, let's get back to the NBA. I'm gonna say that one for another day.
Yeah,
what else we got?
And of course, shout out to a lot of guys that's checking in. I see Ken Gamble out there. I see Demetrius Jones out there. He says he changed the game and how it is played. Underrated, generational talent. I think that Steph Curry, one of those things that a lot of people, here's the thing. Guys like you mentioned, Kevin Durant, their game, regardless of the team or the system, is not of much concern whether he would be transferable. LeBron James, no matter what system that the team is playing, his talents would be transferable. And so sometimes for some people that are reluctant to thrust Steph Curry into that territory, which we know he's in that territory. Understand, he gets the label as one of the greatest shooters of all time, if not the greatest shooter of all time. So when people, what label do they say LeBron is of all time? What label do they say Kevin Durant is of all time? You see what I'm saying? So with Steph Curry, you see that's what they do sometimes. He's the greatest diss of all time. Some people had a thing with Kyrie Irving.
But he is, Jimmy.
I'm saying, so that means why not? So that means that you're by default. Isn't that letting me know that you're saying it and you're willing to say he's the best shooter of all time? Isn't that telling me indirectly that he ain't the one or the second best point guard of all time? No. He ain't the best. That's what you're saying.
I mean, that's
because otherwise you would say you would compare him and say, well, just like with Michael Jordan, you get with LeBron, you start saying, well, you start comparing them to that next guy that's the greatest. So it's a comparison. With Steph, you don't want to hurt nobody's feelings, I think. Some guys are in those positions.
No, I think that people don't understand. Jimmy, his shooting is so astronomical. You got to mention that. He's that adjective, him being the best shooter. If you don't, he got a skill. I tried to tell you, he got a skill level that has been unmatched in history. Doe Street, Ken Gamble, go back in history. You're a basketball guy. Go back in history. Dribbling, passing, and shooting at that skill level, Jimmy. Jimmy, he's so good. He transcends. You can't put him in no point guard. You can't. In other words, he transcends being just called a point guard. I mean, you just can't put him in that box. In other words, point guards, you have to put them in a box. You can't put Stephon Curry. I think it's they might not be intentionally giving him a compliment, Jimmy, because I know how meaty he is. But to me, you telling me you can't put this guy in a box. You can't put him in a box. He's that great. You can't put him in a box. And he looked like us. He's regular sized dude. He can fit in a Ferrari. The rest of them guys have to modify it and push it back. That's a joke, y'all. That's a joke, because guess what? Them tall guys be trying to get in the Ferrari. They had to push LeBron's back for him to get in it. But we're going to take a quick break right quick. Jimmy, you ready? We're going to take a quick break, a commercial break right quick, and we'll come back in a minute. Chop Shop, we'll be back in a minute.
How are you going to be on the stage? How are you going to get from off the bench to on the floor? If you love basketball, you got to be passionate about what you do. You can't just play just to play.
If you really want it, you'll need to make sacrifices. You'll face doubt. You will fail. Whether or not you succeed,
for quite some time, right?
Facts.
Come on, Cole. Down by 10 in the fourth quarter.
Facts.
What did you guys do to come back and win this game?
We fought, man. Shout out to the team, man. Shout out to RJ. Shout out to Dell. Shout out to Mo Bamba. Shout out to my whole team, man. You know we had to go get that dub, man. Shout out to the Magic, man. Let's go.
Najee Harris, ¿podrías describir una victoria como esta? Just describe a win.
El Mundo, El Chapo. Hey, but look at though. I appreciate it's a good win, you know what I mean? We got hella Mexican fans though, you know what I mean? Mucho gracias. Yeah, we got hella Mexican fans though. So shout out to y'all, man. I want to come to Mexico though, and I want to, you know what I mean? I don't know, have a little fiesta, I guess. Perfecto.
Le organizamos una fiesta a Najee Harris.
I can say some more stuff. El Singro, no wait.
Feliz Navidad.
Feliz Navidad. Feliz Navidad.
Hey man, I'm sorry, y'all. I had to show y'all that. I hope NFL don't get me for that. That's Najee Harris. Y'all need to go do me a favor. Go look at his story. I just wanted to show these young athletes, man. We got some of them that are doing well and adding some humor. And add that young man, Najee Harris, everywhere he goes, he always want to go visit the homeless shelter because at one point in his life, him and his family were homeless, and he's one of the guys that, you know, when for Pro Day, he didn't have to participate in Pro Day, but he drove all the way from his home all the way back to Alabama to participate in the rest of his team Pro Day. Great young man. Check him out, man. I mean, it's just so much stuff. But I want y'all. We talking about the NBA, and we're just waiting on Jimmy to come back. But I saw this the other night. You know, I know we talking about the NBA, but tell me what y'all think of this right here. Just tell me what you think.
In the lane, no good. Jokic bats it out. Gordon trying to, and they got him. And Porter's going to take it in. Oh, and he missed the layup. Can you believe it? In the lane, no good. Jokic bats it out. Gordon trying to, and they got him. And Porter's going to take it in. Oh, and he missed the layup.
What do y'all think about that? What do y'all think about that? It's possible. What do y'all think about it? You know, I'm just curious. You know, he should have dunked it. Okay, yeah. But what do you think about giving up on the play after he missed it? Did he get hurt? Was he hurt? You know, it's curious. He was hurt. Okay. He said he was hurt. Now he's on the injury reserve, saying his back hurt, right? Now you remember they just gave him $172 million. And the reason a lot of teams backed off of him, Ed Russell, in the draft, I remember the Clippers. I asked them point blank, why in the hell? Why in the hell did y'all hear that? Somebody flying down Jimmy Street or something. And I asked them. The Clippers had the 13th and the 14th pick, and they didn't choose Michael Porter. And they said, this quote, this is what they told me, Robert, when we looked at the X-rays of his back, he's a 20-year-old kid, had the back of a 50-year-old. You know, he said he had the back of a 50-year-old at 20 years old. So, yes, yeah. So I mean, just tell me what you think about it. What's that? You know, because you never know with them backs. Look what happened to Tiger. You never know what happened to back. But at least he's taken care of. They signed him. They signed him to this deal. I don't know what was in the deal pertaining his back situation, and I know these teams did have something in there for that, but I'm not sure. But it's unique. And what do y'all think about? Yeah, Markieff Morris. I don't feel sorry for him. I hear y'all talking about Markieff Morris, one of the Morris twins. He always starting stuff, always getting into stuff. And I don't have the video, so y'all got to go and get the video on your own. Cause sometimes when I play a certain NBA video, they'll flag you, and so I don't want to get flagged for it. But Markieff Morris came and hit the Joker like this in his rib cage, and the Joker just got tired of it. And what I like about the Joker didn't say much. He just knocked it, just hit him from behind. Yeah, he hit him from behind. Yeah, but guess what? Markieff Morris hit him from the side. He didn't know he was going to hit him like that. So both of them was caught on guard. Yeah. You know what? Let me tell you something, Mindy. I always see the Morris brothers about to start a fight and get into arguments. Maybe y'all have. I haven't seen one of them in a fight yet. You follow me? I haven't seen one. And I ain't saying they're not tough guys, but I just never seen them in a fight. And I just wanted to share that. I was trying to wait on, I don't know what's going on with Jimmy. Something must be going on. Somebody trying to get, he said that steak look amazing. Sure does. Yes, it sure does. Yep. Yeah. Y'all want me to get a better view? Y'all hungry? I was a little hungry, so yeah. And I don't eat steak, but that thing on the top, I eat that. Little surf and turf. I just wanted a little surf and turf. And Ken Gamble said he loved what Joker did. And, I don't promote fighting on a basketball court. I never did. Never did. I just never did. Man, that's at Gibson. That's at Gibson. Okay. That's at somebody's house, man. That is moot. That's at somebody's house. But we were talking about Stephon Curry. I'm waiting on Jimmy to get back, but let's talk about some off the court stuff. And I don't know if y'all knew about this, but Stephon Curry, he got this media company called Unanimous Media, and they just signed an historic NBC Universal deal. The groundbreaking pact with Comcast on NBCU, reportedly in the high 8-figure range, includes DreamWorks and the Golf Channel projects, as Stephon Curry continues to ramp up his aspirations for his Unanimous Media production company. His later deal looks to propel the two-time NBA MVP into a wide array of future endeavors. He's teaming up with Comcast, NBC Universal, and an extensive long-term partnership that is being phased as a media conglomerate. First ever global talent partnership. This is the first time they ever had a global talent partnership. Wow. They've had partnerships with other companies, but this is the first time they ever partnered with the talent like Steph Curry. The multi-year pact, first reported by Variety magazine, is said to be potentially worth in the high 8 figures, when also factoring in potential publishing, royalties, and additional revenue streams through branded content. Wow. Curry got his guy. I wish I can put the picture up there. Him and his guy, Eric Payton. They co-founded Unanimous Media together. Man, I like that kind of stuff, Daryl Hall. That's the kind of stuff that LeBron is getting into. So this dude, Eric Payton, y'all remember that name? That's probably Stephen Curry's Maverick Carter. You follow me? So I thought that was, I had that for y'all last week, but I didn't get a chance to talk about it. And I saw something yesterday, and I want them. I tell you, I'm glad y'all here. Still waiting on Chris Walker. He's supposed to text me and tell me when he's available. But I saw something yesterday I wanted to share with y'all, and I'm trying to see, did I put it up on the screen? I saw this, and I want to see what y'all think about it. I think that's Jimmy coming now. But I want to show y'all Chop Shop. And I don't know if y'all seen this, but I got to show it to you. I saw this, right? I saw this. And I want to know what y'all think about it. Just tell me what y'all think about it. And it's a Rosa Parks Barbie doll made by whoever make Barbie dolls. That people don't the company, I don't know the name of the company, but it don't look like Rosa Parks. But how do y'all feel about, is this exploitation, or is this something that y'all think should be happening? What do y'all think about it? Mateo, what do y'all think about it? Tell me what y'all think about it. I mean, yeah, okay. Yeah, okay. Well, I know it's Mateo, but tell me what y'all think about that. Oh, I got to mute Jimmy back there because he's talking too damn loud back there. Let me turn his ass. Yeah, I had to get his ass off. Yeah, I'm sorry, y'all. I had to get him off. He back there holding a damn conversation in the background. But what do y'all think about that? You know? Somebody wrote me something. I'm mute. Jimmy mute. Am I still muted? Oh, the whole show was muted. Okay, I got it. Okay. All right. I'm good? Am I still good? I just wanted to know, King Gamble say he liked the awareness it may bring. What awareness? What you mean? What you mean, King Gamble? Explain to me what you mean awareness. I'm just, King Gamble, I'm at a crossroads. That's why I'm asking y'all. Thank you. I love to them to leave her. Why you think, well, if it's a Rosa Parks doll, okay? Why Mattel make it? Why didn't, if it's so inspiring for us, do you think Mattel did that for Kenneth Gamble's daughter? Do you think Mattel did that for Kelton Solomon's granddaughter, a daughter? Do you think Mattel wasn't thinking about what did King Gamble say? I'm just provoking thought. Because somebody sent me something, said, Robert, for people still running around in America talking about our country, the American people, are saying aspirational things like, we're better than this, in the face of historical and contemporary experiences. The Barbie Rosa Parks doll. And I guess the bus back there, the Cleveland Avenue bus, I guess that's optional. Then somebody wrote back to me, said, Robert, how can we expect them to respect us when we won't even vote, stop watching NFL, put our hard-earned money in their banks and consuming their goods, not to mention letting them sell our info while using their platforms? Good question. For those who would expect them to respect us, brother, but that's a good question. Of course, for the rest of us, in a reality-based community, we continue to live and move apace. Y'all, it just got to me a little bit, y'all. That's all. I want y'all to be aware of things that's going on. And, Keldon Solomon, Mattel made the doll to make money. Let me repeat that. Mattel made the doll to make money, not for your younger kids who she was. It's your damn responsibility to tell your younger kids who she was, not somebody else. We just talked about that yesterday. How in the hell we expect for people who hate you to educate your kids? I understand. I'm just trying to get us to think a little bit different. Keldon Solomon, Kenneth Gamble, in the meeting in Mattel, that day they said, let's make a Rosa Parks doll. You think their intent was, to educate your kid. I'm not talking about the doll. I like Rosa Parks. I love Rosa Parks. But I'm talking about how people monetize us, and we just in plain sight, and we don't see it. We just say, well, that's a good thing. Those a good thing for them. My girl can have a I don't. Y'all, I'm just trying to get us to think, man. I'm just trying to get us to think a little bit deeper, y'all. Y'all need to go back and get that show from yesterday. That Chris Walker. I know we messed with him. Hey, y'all. Brilliant. I hear the stories off camera. He's crazy now. Got plenty sense. Plenty sense. But I just wanted to share that with y'all. I saw something last night. Last night I was up late last night. And Steve Jackson and Matt Barnes have a show. What's it called? Up in Smoke. I think a lot of y'all done seen it. Share the show right now, y'all. Share the show right quick. The guest, I'm up in the middle of the night. 1 o'clock. Yeah, 1 o'clock. I remember 1 o'clock. Watching the show. Allen Iverson was the guest. All of these guys, it's hard to listen to me. In case you didn't know, all the smoke, I'm sorry. All right, sorry. All the smoke. I know some smoke had to do with it. So I'm watching it, and I got compelled. I had to be asleep because I had to get up early in the morning, but I couldn't stop watching. If anybody know Allen Iverson, he don't show up for stuff that much. Okay? he don't have a habit of showing up on time. Okay? We'll put it like this. Stop it, Martin Vaughn. I don't like that. Chris, greatest contribution. Chris created this show. And I know you're laughing and kidding, but Chris Walker, yeah, he's the founder of this show. So that wasn't his best contribution. His best contribution when he said, got me and Jimmy together and said, hey, man, let's do this thing, man, and give something back to this community. And I know you were kidding, Martin Vaughn, but when you put stuff like that on the screen, other people see it, and I don't want nobody to belittle and devalue the importance of Chris Walker. I guess Jimmy done made it back now. Let me get him out the sound level. He back there. Jimmy, you back there holding a whole damn conversation. We heard every damn thing. Hey.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
Got my nephew over here doing some work.
Yeah.
So he.
Yeah, you the I got the. I turned you up too loud. My bad. I turned you up too loud. Okay. Now what you say? Say it again.
Yeah, so he ain't done. He doing some work. That's you know.
Okay, let me turn myself down a little bit.
It's season opener week. Got a lot going on. Came on in, of course. I missed. I didn't hear what you guys were saying.
No, but Jimmy, I saw some last night. I want you to comment because you love this kind of stuff. But I was thinking about last night. I couldn't sleep. I don't know. I just looked at TV. I think I napped and woke up, Jimmy, and Allen Iverson, Steve Jackson, and Matt Barnes on the screen. So Jimmy, I stopped and I wanted to watch. But Jimmy, he was talking about. Allen Iverson, some stories. I never heard this story. And y'all probably have. There's a lot of stuff hurt this young man, in the beginning. When he got arrested, he talking about them people really wanted to put him in jail. He said with some higher ups, because of his success, he talked about how what is the guy, is a mentor, Mo. He talked about how Mo didn't think he was done because, Ann Iverson talking about, he this. You got to come see my baby. This when he was young. You got to come see my baby. He said, man, nobody want to see that little old bitty, skinny little old boy. And then he said he came to the field one time, Jimmy, and saw him play. Like we in the neighborhood, you throw the ball up in the air, football up in the air, and whoever get it just run past everybody. You had to get through. And then he kept showing how Allen just kept running past everybody, a big ball, whatever. He said, he told Ann, he said, look, you got something special there. Y'all got to realize this the kid who, I'll never forget, this the kid who was Mr. Basketball and Mr. Football in the state of Virginia, right? So, but Jimmy, he said something, he said John Thompson saved his life. I remember him talking about that. He said he saved his life. He said, see, this might be in the book. I got to ask Jesse Washington. He said they played Villanova, Jimmy, in his freshman year. He said the fans in Villanova had a sign talking about Jailbird, and they had 4 of them had on orange uniforms like they was in jail, had chains like they was in jail, right? Hollering at him in unison, right? He said, John Thompson sold Villanova. If you don't get their behinds out of here, we walking out of here. He said, man, Big John protected him. He said, if they stay, we go. They put their butt out of there. He said, Jimmy, Jimmy, when you become a millionaire, you got all this money, you think stuff don't bother these guys. He talking about that today. He said, that still bothers him. He said, John Thompson saved his life. And guess what he said, Jimmy? He said, when he was talking about his culture and talking about his dress and talking about that, he said, man, let me tell you something. I ain't crazy. If I was a lawyer, man, I'd dress up like a lawyer. I put on a suit if I was a lawyer. If I was a doctor, I put on. He said, but guess what? When I go to hoop, I want to be comfortable. Hey, when I put on, he said, Jimmy, he liked the big T-shirts back then. Jimmy, they said he used to go to the big and tall shop and buy all the 4X And big dude like Derek Coleman and all his teammates, the big guy, they used to get mad because he done went and bought all the T-shirts. He said, when I go out of the house, I just want to feel good and look good. My woman say I look good. My teammates say I look good. He said, man, that's all I wanted to do, man. I just wanted to be happy. I'm just sitting there. He said he didn't like the fact that people keep talking about him stepping over Ty Lue. He said, so if y'all meet him, don't go up to him saying that. I'm telling you, he don't like that. Ty Lue is one of his best friends. He loved that dude. He said one of his foolish friends came one time and tried to get Ty Lue to sign the autograph from that picture. He said, man, don't do that, man. I love that dude. Let me see. He said he... And then he talked about, when he crossed Michael Jordan over and how he stepped over Ty Lue. He said he don't remember how he did that stuff. He said he don't remember. He said when you a basketball, when you an artist, you just do it. You just do what you do. And then his wife was talking about, he talked about his wife. Jimmy, I didn't know this, Jimmy. He said it was hard for him to get out of the bed every day. They say he had bursa sacks, he had bruises. He wore the elbow sleeve, not for a fashion statement, because his elbow was swollen up all the time. And he said he used to walk to the restroom in the morning before the game looking like Fred Sanford. And his wife said, man, you can't play today. He said, oh, no. He said, but when he get to that arena, when he pull up that arena and see them Philly fans, and get in that arena, he said he got to play. Man, I love this guy. Kobe Bryant, you know what Kobe Bryant said about that guy? He said, we lucky that guy wasn't 6'8", because none of us mess with him. Then I never forget, he told a story about Jimmy. I just wanted to share this story because it's on my mind. He said Kobe picked him up from the airport. They were playing him the next day. One day. Picked him up the airport. They went to dinner. He said they went, ate dinner. And then he said, look, Kobe, what you about to do? I'm about to go to the club. Cole said, I'm going to the gym. He said, he didn't say Rob. He said, that's how Kobe Bryant was. I just want to share that story with y'all, man. He just said he wanted to bridge the gap between culture and sports. He wanted to be dressed fresh. And how he got the headband. Guess who got the headband from, Jimmy? Do you know that? Guess why he got red? From Cliff Robinson. Looking up to Cliff Robinson. That's why he wanted. And then he talked about the practice thing, Jimmy. And I'm going to give y'all that one at another time. I'm going to give y'all the story. He was talking about the practice and how that thing came about. But go watch it. It's on All the Smoke, All the Smoke. And y'all can check it out. So what, Jimmy? But before we was talking about NBA stuff, and I tried to keep it on that theme while you was gone. What you got going on over there?
Yeah, and I mean, well, we got a lot of, of course, the NBA and Allen Iverson, and everybody pretty much in the loop and had a episode or created a memory with AI. Me and AI was in the casino in St. Louis one time, so I just leave it like that. It was a good day, good night.
I never hung out with him, Jimmy. I never hung out with him. I never, been in the same places, but I never had a chance to hang out with him. Wish I did.
At the same, he's a solid young fella, man. Did the culture, took a stance with the cornrows and refused to cut his hair. And even 10 years later, after AI came out, with the cornrows in the early 90s, then down in Texas, we had TJ Ford had the cornrows when he came out of Willow Ridge High School and went to UT. And people before TJ got to UT, it was a wide rumor around the city saying that when you get up there with them white folks, that Rick Barnes, they're going to make you cut your hair. TJ was like, no, I ain't cutting my hair. And TJ did not. The hair remained that freshman season. But the following year, TJ Ford cut his cornrows. and somebody convinced him. And and that's a story I should have asked TJ for, because funny as hell, we got it's an article in the magazine, and the magazine comes out this Friday. The magazine will be released at the Campbell Center, and there's a story in the article about the TJ Ford Academy. So it's not a TJ Ford article. It's about TJ Ford's latest contribution, his latest assist to the community. And more so, this is a family, all hands on deck with this new gymnasium, which he, I think I saw something on social media the other day where Master P and his son was in there, who's committed to University of Houston as well. People forget about that now. Mercy Miller, who played with JL3 this summer, who's scoring all them buckets, he's committed to University of Houston. U of H is going into that Big 12, and that, come to find out, that was part of the lure. U of H knew, and they had been using this in their recruitment of players and convincing parents with letting them see private intel proof to validate that U of H was going to the Big 12. They knew it. And a lot of people in the general public didn't know it, but that's how they were able to get commitments like that. And but back to the TJ Ford thing. And so he cut his hair, and then, the rest is history. And, a lot of guys wore those cornrows in and around after being inspired directly or indirectly by AI. We earlier try to go and speedball through a lot of this stuff. Want to give you guys, and just in case, of course, it's Tuesday. On tomorrow, and I promised myself, because it's November, I said I was going to get back into, we were going to get back into shape of providing conversations with college coaches with you guys, and going, to restore something. It's that time of the year now, whereas now things are pretty much shaping and heading back to, I'd say, back to the future, so to speak. So we have coaches from University of Texas men's basketball will be joining us on tomorrow, and it may be two of them. And so that'll be tomorrow, and then we have something else for you guys on Thursday, and but that's a special Women Rock Wednesday, but they won't come to the back nine, 1 p.m. tomorrow. And the reason is they have a game today, and they couldn't come today, and which was better. And then on Thursday, I forgot what they got going on, but anyway, we'll get them different coaches. So get your questions together, because UT, they have one of the top recruiting classes in the country, and they also are top 10 in the country entering this season in men's basketball. So get them while they hot. Let's get on here and let's talk. We're talking. We'll wrap with those guys tomorrow. But HBCU news. We mentioned to you about Texas Southern in football lost to, it's right on cue. How do you put it on about TSU? Well, I talking about SWAC. I like that. They lost to Jackson State 21-41. Deion Sanders missed his third straight game. In case, and this, let me tell you something. For a person like Deion Sanders, this news is really, his people is really pretty, its circle is pretty tight, because Jackson is not a big city. It's a good city, not a big city. I mean, as far as you got like multiple options of hospitals. So if they got Deion stuff kind of ironclad as to what's wrong, we know one thing: something ain't right. We hope that it serves out and it turns great, but something ain't right. I just have not even and I'm quite sure how they like. I just hadn't posed the question to somebody in my circle saying, "Man, what's wrong with it?" I hadn't. I could find out.
I got a little bit, Jimmy. A matter of fact,
but I know it's something ain't right. You know why? They gave it away themselves. Why would you tell us your foot you're gonna have foot surgery
and show us?
Why would you show us a damn foot of a picture of your nasty ass foot with stitches all in it? Instead of just showing us the picture of your foot with the bandages on it, that'd have been cool. He showed us the stitches.
But
So
he don't never do nothing like everybody else. That's Deion.
Yeah, I know, but here's the thing though. But you did that. You brought us into your medical, your personal ailments.
Yeah.
And then just a week or two later, you shut it down and don't nobody know what's wrong with you.
Ain't nobody, Jimmy, stuff happens when, you know, and the rumor I'm hearing is a staph infection. And that's very, 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 very dangerous. And that's maybe the reason they're not talking about it. But it's out there in the HBCU annals. It's out there. It's just ain't made it in mainstream media yet. But he just got the Jimmy. He was doing too much. Jimmy. He was doing too much. Jimmy. He was he got the scooter. He did, you got to rest that thing. You can't play around with that. So just pray for him and just hope he's healthy and they can if it is a staph infection, hope they can reverse it. Whatever you have to do, get whatever have to be done. And I'm looking out for him, man. Just thank God he got the great leadership that he left the team. See, I tell people all the time, the sign of a great leader are those who make other leaders, and those guys are stepping up, man, on his team. Dennis Sturm, those guys, the defensive guy, the young guy, the offensive coordinator, the other guy. I mean, they just, all these coaches just stepping up and coaching the hell out. And these young men, the things that he put in these young men. Y'all saw, I played the story of he staged, he gave a kid a scholarship who had been being the cameraman and knew he was better than some of the other guys on the team to run it back. And he was the cameraman for a whole year. And he brought his mom in the dressing room and said, "Hey, Deion," she said, "Deion, you ain't been treating my baby right." The boy said, "Yeah, coach been treating me right, mama." Then he said, "Yeah, I'm going to show you how I'm treating him right. He on full scholarship." That's the last time we saw him, Jimmy, in person. That's the last time they videoed Deion Sanders. So, but he just doing great things for HBCU. And let me tell you something, not just for HBCUs. He's doing great things for college basketball. College football. Because people around the country notice, Jimmy. Jimmy, he got people, these Power 5 conferences wanting to get an interview with him right now. They want to interview him. Somebody just, who is that just fired their coach, TCU? I think the TCU just fired their coach. I think they trying to interview him. So, he's rumored for the TCU gig, and that's why I understand those rumors about the TCU gig came up right when Deion was not on the sideline, so that means it drew even greater. Yeah. He messed up, Jim. He messed up.
I'm just saying, greater depth of speculation. Because like, wait a minute, where is he at? And so you know how that go. And Deion, it's like, well, hell, I can get better medical help. My doctor back in Dallas. So that means now Deion, people going to Jackson. It's like, man, Deion ain't even in town. Mm-hmm. So Deion's back in DFW. Mm-hmm. So that means where's TCU? Mm-hmm. DFW. Mm-hmm. So that means now it added to the feud and with him. But also, speaking of swag news. Prairie View picked up a big win on their homecoming, 24-20 over Alabama State. Remember, if you didn't know, in case you did not know, Prairie View, the administration had decided earlier in this season that they would not be able to have tailgating or homecoming festivities on campus as they did in the past. So a lot of the old schools from PV went and fellowshiped at other places off campus and had their things. Also, this past weekend, remember TSU put 59 points on Arkansas Pine Bluff last week, right?
You just calling it, boy.
Okay, but I guess understand this. Connect these dots. And Grambling had just beat and nipped Prairie TSU for Grambling's homecoming a couple of weeks ago. Well, Arkansas Pine Bluff goes and they host Grambling, and they beat Grambling this past Saturday. So UAPB picked up a good home win, beat the G-Men, and that score was 33-26. Alabama A&M 42, Mississippi Valley 14. And how about those Southern Jaguars? Southern Jaguar fans are the equivalent to Dallas Cowboy fans. Well, no, they ain't, because Southern has won more than the Dallas Cowboys have when it comes to SWAC play.
You talking about lately, because Dallas Cowboys do have a history of winning.
I'm talking about I'm just talking about the end result of the season. Whether they win in their last game or not. But Southern loses to Florida A&M 29-17, and of course Alcorn falls to Bethune-Cookman 35-31. Speaking of Florida A&M, the news of course broke. LeBron James's logo will be on the uniforms of Florida A&M, which
we talked about that almost half months ago, Jimmy. I talked about
that. We talked about it on the Chop Shop. Yeah, months. Yeah. I mean, absolutely. Mm-hmm. They have a deal with them. So with Bron, and what it does is, let me tell you something. By default, or directly, the Deion Sanders move to the SWAC. It could turn out to be one of the greatest contributions to that conference, to HBCUs, period, in modern day history. It could. Just keep watching. Just think about everything that's falling in place. The ESPN deals. Don't get it twisted. Charles McClellan was working on that stuff already. But it happened. That's like a president. It happens under Deion's. Deion happened to be head coach. So all these things happen. And all of the attention that HBCUs are getting. Then you go and you realize what happened a year ago when you have McDonald's All-Americans, a top 50 players in the country saying, okay, I'm going to HBCU now. And even though it didn't work out because of the pandemic, the young man who went to Morgan State, but it happened. Then you have other young men saying, okay, well, I'm taking official visits to HBCU. So what it does indirectly, and it brings attention to those schools, and for good, not for bad. And that's the thing about it. And so TSU,
let me bring up a little bit more.
You went to the scrimmage the exhibition game the other day.
I know.
And it was rocking them.
Let me bring up a little bit more. Because you remember ESPN, and a lot of people don't give him credit because they call him this and they call him this. But Stephen A. Smith had a whole lot to do with the ESPN because he's from an HBCU. He got a lot to do with the ESPN covering these HBCU games. And a lot of people don't talk about it. I just happen to know an ESPN executive, and they told me that he is. I'm gonna connect the dots with LeBron James. LeBron James is in the media and the movie industry, right? Him and Maverick Carter. Guess who is a strong alumni of the Florida A&M? Will Packer, the guy in the movies that do all the movies. The two can play that game and all of them. Will Packer. He just so that relationship. That's why LeBron endorsed that. Don't think, guys. This thing is all about relationships. Just like now we got a lot of things happen in life behind the scenes, relationship-wise, okay? Now we got our guys in position of power to make those things happen now. So that's why I keep telling you, we always got to put ourselves in a position of power so we have the purse strings and we can tell our own stories and we can support whom we want to. Because guess what? That's what everybody else does. People take care of their own. And that's one thing I love about this. The Will Packer, Jimmy, he was an anonymous donor, I think about 2.5 years ago, to Florida A&M, right? The Rattlers. He was an anonymous. He didn't even tell nobody. He just gave the money. And guess what? Now that money went to build the Will Packer Amphitheater right on the campus of Florida A&M. That's the kind of stuff, man, that when we put ourselves in positions of power, we can do that stuff and build a legacy. So 100 years from now, young kids going to be saying, gosh, Will Packer named on the amphitheater. So I just wanted to share that with you, too, with people, too, when we talk about the SWAC.
Yeah, and I'm loving it. Of course, TSU opens their season on the road, and a lot of people we've had, a lot of college coaches and a lot of HBCU coaches on the Chop Shop throughout the years. What they do is these games, when they go and do these, like you see, like TSU, they won't play a home game until January.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
They won't play a home game until January this season. So they're going to go on the road and play all these games, and they're going to get a check, a nice 5-digit check for each one of those games they play. And those checks can total over their non-conference road games. It can total somewhere between $750 and $1 million for basketball. It depends. I know it has in the past. Remember how we know? Because we had Mike Davis.
How many games they got, Jim? How many games they got? Did you see this?
I don't know. I have it in front of me. I don't know.
Okay,
but I know that they don't play at home until January.
Oh, yeah. And you know what's so unique, Jimmy? When I was at the game the other night, I mean, great atmosphere. Oh, my goodness. They had portable 24, 30 seconds. How many seconds in college basketball now?
It's 30, I thought.
30-second clocks. Okay, I'm sorry. So the ones on the top of the screen wasn't ready on the top of the board. They wasn't fixed yet. They said, well, what's going to happen is we're going to be gone for a month. We're going to be gone for a while. What's going to happen, they're going to take up the whole floor because there's going to be a graduation at some point, Jimmy. Y'all going to have a graduation. And then they're going to rewire everything for the new stuff because y'all got a new floor. Y'all got a brand new floor. And they're gonna rewire everything, so that's why they didn't do it. So TSU, y'all, one of the greatest experience I had. Shout out to that organization again, that school over there. Shout out to the President Young, Kevin Granger, AD Kevin Allen. They took care of me over there, man. Me and Gary Carter went up there and just had a great time. A great crowd, y'all. And people didn't even advertise it, but the students came in and they showed out, Jimmy. I had a great time. And Jimmy, what messed me up, Jimmy, and I had to call and tell you this. I'm sitting over there just, I didn't have I got the list now, Jimmy, but I didn't have the list. And the little dude came in the game and was up there D'ing up. I said, that looked like pajamatized kid. And sure as hell, I looked down at the thing. I saw Keelan Farouk, the dramatized. He was going to Hampton, and he came to, during the COVID, things didn't work out. He came to TSU, and he's a member of the, I call it the Babyface gang. Him, a kid from Memphis, Jimmy. Hold up, Jimmy. I got him, Jimmy. They got him, Devon Barnes. They got Shaq's son, and a couple of more. They young. Kevin Granger, Kobe Granger, Shaquille O'Neal. I call them the Babyface gang because they're young. And when they come off the bench, Jimmy, they come in there playing. So I had a great time. TSU, let me tell you, TSU got a bright future ahead of them, man. That Johnny Jones is one of the greatest, smartest hires we could have done. Great man, a great communicator, and I can't wait. I just can't wait. I can't wait. I can't wait till tonight, Jim. I want to see Junior. I want to see what Junior gonna do tonight.
Man, it's a lot of guys, a lot of players around the country that are from. Remember, we gave you guys.
Sabia playing tonight. Oh my God, man! Everybody playing tonight.
Who?
Sabia Wheeler playing tonight, right? Kentucky playing tonight.
I mean, it's opening night for college.
Everybody
a lot of teams
playing
are taking
tonight.
advantage of this Tuesday game. Remember, there's about 430 players from the state of Texas that are on Division I rosters.
430.
And I remember I gave you guys the whole article will be in the magazine, but I have it. I have my hard copy of the magazine right here, and I can tell you guys the exact number, the approximate number. I'm sorry, 378. I said 430. Stand correct. 378, which is a high for the past few years. It may be an all-time high. 378 players from the state of Texas that are on Division I rosters right now in men's basketball. That's a whole lot. a whole lot. And so that means every other game. And what happens is when you get the magazine, we broke them down by conference and by school. Every single player from the state of Texas that's on that roster. We tell you their jersey number. We tell you what city he's from. We give you all that, tell you what he's classified as. And guess what? You can follow through. So maybe watching a game on ESPN or one of the networks. You can go and look up that school. Let me see if they got anybody from Texas. And I'm going to tell you something. And just like Hatter, he just proved the other day how easy it is to not see a young man for any period of time. And these young boys, when they get to college, their bodies change, their hair change, their height change, their physique changes. And you have to look and don't realize this is one of the young men that you knew and you didn't realize, you forgot he played at this school. And it's like, wait a minute, is that so-and-so? That's the great thing about now you have a resource to go and quickly look at it. And I know in Hatter, he keep his book. He keep one. Hey, one year the Staples came out the damn book, and he sit there trying to make it like it was my fault. It my fault you bending the thing all backwards and peeling it all backwards and painting on the pages and flipping them on. But this, guys, we're going to put it on Thursday. We will put up on the rcssports.com. You guys will have a link where you can go and order you copies of the magazine, and we will ship them to you. So that means you can, once again, you'll be able to put your order in for copies of the magazine, and we will ship them to you, which is a great thing. And that way we'll start shipping them out on Tuesday. Sorry, not Monday, because I'm going to be dog tired come Monday. We got the season opener on Friday and Saturday. Then we'll have to go down to the great folk down in Brazoria County and Matagorda County to speak at the at a little workshop that the coaches are hosting down there. So I'll be down there in Brazoria County on Sunday afternoon, right after the season opener. So I know I'm going to be dog tired and won't be able to get to the post office on Monday, but I will go personally and ship those magazines off to you guys. We'll start taking orders on Thursday. For those who can't get to the Campbell Center this weekend and get their copies, I'm telling you, this thing is as good as it gets, and you will be impressed. And once you see the magazine, also I got big news. Got so much big news, you guys. I'm gonna sit on a couple of pieces until I get the official letter in the mail. But I want to give a shout out to Tack Minor. Tack Minor, we learned that Booker T. Washington is going to honor Tack Minor, and I don't know, either going to honor him and retire his jersey, or they're going to hang his jersey on the wall or from the Raptors at Booker T. Washington High School, which is I'm gonna tell you something. Some things we might take for granted, but there aren't many players in HISD, Houston Independent School District, that has approximately 20, 22, 23 high schools that play basketball. You can probably count the guys whose jerseys are retired from that school district. I think the third largest school district in the country, something like that. You can count them on probably two hands. The number of total people from the history of HISD who has their jersey retired. And
Jimmy, and the thing about it, I think it's a flawed process, and people don't understand the value of it. I don't think it's that what you call it, exclusive. I just think we got people that we already know should be retired at their schools, and I think it's a flawed process. The process of getting that done, I just think could be leave a lot to be desired. Just me, just knowing the little bit I know, I think they could be a lot better in assisting him. But shout out to Tag Minor. Tag Minor, I mean, that's why I know about Booker T. Washington, because of him. You know what I'm saying? The history of Booker T. Washington can't be written without Tag Minor. Tag Minor. Wait a minute. Where Glenn B? I got to help Glenn B. Keep going, Jim. No, Glenn Bishop.
No, I'm looking because a couple of years ago, I wrote an article, and I just looked it up. And I wrote an article. This was in 2018 in the magazine. And this article was, and I went and did the homework myself from every school in HISD. And I accumulated the names of the individuals who, from 2018, now I haven't we had the pandemic shortly out, a year or so afterwards. But in 2008, as of 2018, guys, there are, I'll give you the names of the players, and you can tally along with me. I'll give you the names just to give a shout out, and we can count these up. I'm gonna call out these names. These are the retired jerseys for boys basketball in all of HISD as of 2018.
Okay.
And this is by an alphabetical order according to the school.
Okay.
Bel Air High School, Toby Oyediji, who tragically passed away in 2010 when he was coming home from the prom. He had signed with Texas A&M, and his jersey's retired. At Chavez High School, Jared Marie, Jamal Fenton, Easy Aquari, and Robert Martinez. 4 players from Chavez High School have their jerseys retired or were honored, so to speak, from Chavez. Jeff Davis High School, which is now called Northside High School, they have Slater Martin, who played in 1943.
Wait a minute. Hold on. Bel Air had 1, right?
1. Yeah.
Jamal Fenton them had 3?
They had 4.
4? Oh, okay. I missed 1. Okay.
Chavez had 4.
Okay.
Now, Slater Martin from Jeff Davis.
Okay.
He played in 1943. They honored him in the 70s.
I know Herb Baker better be on this one, but keep going.
Carl Crawford.
Okay.
At Jeff Davis. He played in he graduated in class of 1999. They honored him in 2007. Right? So next up, we have Jones High School.
Okay.
Daniel Gibson is the only player from Jones. He graduated in 2004. They honored him in 2009. Next up is Madison High School. They have Greg Kite, 1979 graduate. They honored him in 2016. Greg Wise, class of 81. They honored him on the same night in 2016.
Okay.
Sean Gay, graduate in 1985. They honored him on the same night in 2016 at Madison High School. And Madison has 1 more. Tommy Mason Griffin, class of 2009. They honored him as a quartet that when actually it was 5 people, I think, went in that night because I think their old high school coach, one of the coaches also was honored. I was there on that particular evening at Madison High School. So those are, now we're halfway there. We're more than halfway there. Milby High School has Rob Williams, class of 1979. He was honored in 2005. That was the first year Jimmy Duffer, a year after Jimmy Duffer had got up in there, the second year in. Alton Ford, class of 2000, Milby High School. They honored him in 2018. Wasn't that after he died? Yeah.
I don't know.
Anyway, next up, Waltrip High School. Kenzel Bolton, class of 2011. They honored him in 2017. Kenzel Bolton. back to him. I talked about him in a minute. Y'all just hold tight. Next up, Wheatley High School. Wheatley High School has one player with the jersey retired. Well, I'm sorry, as of 2018, they had one player with the jersey retired, and that is Dwight Jones, class of 1970. They honored him in 2016. Now, Yates High School has an asterisk by it because Yates High School, they honored Joseph Young and Carvin Holcomb, but it was unofficial. And so now what Yates High School has done, Yates High School has went and did something that probably can set the bar for every damn high school, not just HISD, every high school in the country who haven't done so yet. What Yates has done, they've selected a committee with an odd number of people. I think it's like 7 individuals. And this committee is in charge now of selecting, and they have bylaws in place. They have procedures in place. And it's transparent on how they're doing it. And they will install players, 7 players, 7 former, players / coaches will go into the Yates Hall of Fame starting this season. And so this is going to be, this makes it official. So that means now, because you have certain schools have different circles. And if there's nothing set up in a formal process, then know what you're going to say? Who the hell gave you power to put this dude in? You know, if you're a new coach, now booster alumni get mad because now you're a new guy and you're a new coach. Know they tell you, man, you're not from this neighborhood, you're not from this community. How you gonna put him in? You ain't put him in. That brings us back to let's say Waltrip High School, Kenzel Bolton. Well, Waltrip won a state championship, and we know, of course, Antonio Falou was a face of their controversy of their team having to forfeit a season of games. But Antonio Falou was not the only player on their team. Why Cedric Taylor jersey would not be retired from a Waltrip before a Kenzel Bolton? Just saying, not saying don't put Kenzel Bolton in.
99% of the people on this feed don't know what the hell you talking about. But keep going.
Do. Yeah, they do. Look on that and read. Look at that.
I ain't talking about the two that's talking. Dennis Moody ain't got a clue. But keep going. I'm just laughing. I ain't never heard of these guys in my life. But keep going.
Which one of them? A lot of those guys. But about half of those names I mentioned, you probably heard of.
Oh yeah.
About half of them.
Yeah.
But see, my thing is, Chavez, their coach, before he left, the school only started in about 2005.
I like that coach.
They cut into Millby High School. So he went and took it on himself, and he realized what the rules were. If you get approval from your principal, you can go and do it. Well, Chavez had no alumni to answer to, because the alumni that from the school was when those kids that he put in was in place. So it was easy for Chavez. Waltrip High School, they have an alumni base, but at the same time, Booker T. Washington shadowed Waltrip, but Waltrip had some guys, like, I want to say his name, you guys help me out, some HID guys. I want to say his last name was Parker back in the early 80s. And Waltrip had plenty of good hoopers, but for nobody at Cashmere High School.
Where's Herb Baker name at? That's all I'm looking. I'm waiting on that name.
Nobody from Sam Houston High School. Hell, I didn't mention them from Sam Houston. How about that? Nobody from Sam Houston. Nobody from Cashmere. Nobody from Word.
Now y'all see,
nobody had from those schools. Nobody from Sterling. Nobody from Reagan is in the, and it only takes for you guys to pose the question to the administration at that particular school. This is not a district issue. HISD is governed under what is known as site-based management. So that means it goes through that means every principal is basically a small business operator. They are in charge of the budget for that particular school. The athletics serve as a crutch for those who need assistance and need help and need financing and of course needing this and that. Because hell, for many schools, when they play non-district games, they have to get their own, pay for their own buses in HISD. So I'm looking at that. Yeah, I'm looking at Jeremy. Yeah, Field Williams. Oh man, that's slip. Field Williams supposed to see. This is the part where it gets people riled up. Field Williams, Waltrip High School had her. He started at Cincinnati back when Bob Huggins was there. He was a start and led them in three-pointers for a couple of years when he was at Cincinnati. If you got to understand something, some schools, I got it. Like Cashmere, they haven't did any. And that's going to change. I'm telling you, that's going to change. And with Cashmere High School. And the reason I know it's going to change, let me see how to do this for you guys. Let me see how I can do this. I want to see how I can do this. I'm just curious how I can make this happen. I just might just have to read it to you guys. I just might have to. I got an email, right? And here's what I do. I'm gonna share it with you guys. This is a precious moment to me, and I'm gonna take you guys. Take you guys somewhere, and I'm gonna share in just a second. Hold on, I'm pulling it up for him, Hatter, and this is gonna be so you guys. You never know what you get on the Chop Shop, and here's what we got. I'm gonna take you guys into my. This is from my email box, right? And there we go, Hatter. I'm trying to
make it bigger.
You got it there?
Yeah, it's on the screen.
Huh?
It's on the screen.
There you go. Yeah, you guys read that. Hatter, read that for him, Hatter.
You got to make it look. God damn it, I got to put on my glass, man. God, hold on.
Put your goggles on while I'm going to try to get this thing going for you.
We would like to recognize you as loyal member of the family and basketball community and present you. Man, I can't. You got to make it a little bit bigger.
With the
it's
token,
of appreciation.
With the token of appreciation, we would like to present at the beginning or halftime of any game at Cashmere High School Preferred. Attached is a schedule for our teams. Please view and inform us of which date is good for you. I greatly appreciate for all you do and your support. I look forward to making memories that last. Dexter Smith, head coach of Cashmere High School. This is the schedules included down there, so you can take it on off of there. This is dated Monday, November the 8th, 6:49 a.m. So, for long-term contributions to the basketball community, not for any contributions to as a basketball player, but for my contributions to the basketball community and including those young men who came and put on that uniform throughout the years that I've had RCS Sports. And other people. Understand, it's not just honoring me because of Cashmere kids I'm helping, for helping indirectly other families. They are honoring me at Cashmere High School. And I thank them for that. And that's just a beginning of the end of many to come. Remember, I've received 2 awards from HISD guys, earning me for 2 from HISD. That's the district. So it's rightfully so that the high school, if the district can honor you, that's like saying you get an award from the United States of America. No, I'm gonna tell you what, in basketball players, that's like saying you make all state and you hadn't even been selected all district yet. So of course I should be selected all district if I made all state. So yes, Kenneth Gamble, Latin came from Worthing High School. Darcy Milton, thank you. And they guys, he's talking about old schools, and this is the time of the year when you go to some of these games and you get a chance to meet some of the high school coaches at these games now. Don't antagonize them because a lot of these coaches, they don't really know. And a lot of coaches don't want to step on that ant bed. So what you can do is ask the coach if you can be instrumental in helping him to identify some type of board or selection committee so that you guys at your old school, whatever it may be, can start the process of initiating their Hall of Fame or whatnot in basketball. It's a travesty because you know why? A lot of these guys have kids. A lot of them have grandkids, and in many cases, great grandkids. And I'm gonna tell you something, man. I can only imagine how it could feel if you can walk in the gym and your grandpa jersey hanging from up there, or your father jersey hanging from up there. And since somebody gonna tell you, then you go look in the trophy case and somebody got a story about it. You know, you can only imagine how they could feel. And guess what? If it's a young kid, inspiring that can be, it can inspire them to want to play. And that's my point in that. And so I'm reading some of the comments. Reggie Slater went to Cashmere and but understand, Kenneth Gamble, nobody's jersey has retired at Cashmere. So it's not like, so it's one of them things where, as you say, him know not what him do. In this situation with a Cashmere, they don't have any retired. So it's like Booker T. Washington, don't have any retired. So Tack Minor would be the first from Booker T. Washington of all the stars they've had in the days. But at the same time, and there was a lot of pushback at him. There was not a lot. There were a couple of individuals with influence that were pushing back against Tack. And you know what got it through? That's why sometimes tie goes to the person, the individual. When you're thinking about things and your merits on the court, if it's tight and it's a debate, you're going to start thinking about what else is that person has he done? Remember, it's a contributions to your community. That's what that email said about contributions. So what came with Tack, first of all, his merit. No matter how good you think he was or not, he still was a Jordan brand All-American. You can never take that away from him. He was a Michael Jordan brand classic All-American. He still was selected and played with USA basketball on his chest. He selected the USA basketball, I think it was called a developmental festival back then. So you can't take that away from him. So that means, then you say, okay, well, what other player from this school got invited to either one? Did you ever have a McDonald's American? Tack wasn't a McDonald's American, but we all know why. So it wasn't because of talent. You know what I'm saying? And then, so those were the things that came in. Then they say, what is he doing now? Well, he works for the government. He's never been in handcuffs. So then you start thinking, I'm saying people use
Wait. Never been in handcuffs. Jimmy, most people ain't never been in handcuffs. Everybody ain't been in handcuffs.
Yes, but you're talking about, when you're thinking about something, Adam, it's not a comparison to the next guy or a slight to the next guy who may have been in handcuffs. But when you come out of a school like Booker T. Washington, You come from Independence Heights.
So if you get out of there without being in handcuffs, you done good.
I mean, no. Well, the odds are, if you don't graduate college, then you probably going to end up in handcuffs. Is that fair enough?
Okay.
The odds are.
Okay.
And that's not just Booker T.
You just talking about that community. Okay.
You see what I'm saying? So based on that, and I said again, the odds are, if you are Cashmere, Wheatley, Yates, Booker T. Washington, Worthing Jones, if you are a star athlete and you did not graduate college, chances are you're 40 years old, you're 35 years old, chances are you've probably been in handcuffs. I'm not saying you have, I say chances are. And
from that community.
So if you're from one of those schools,
okay, I got
and played.
Okay.
I mean, if you didn't get a college, not if you played, but if you did not get a college degree. See, that's the catch to this all. That means, because know what that means, Adam? If you didn't get a college degree, then why? You see? Then what happened? Something must have happened if you didn't get a college degree. If you were that good in basketball at those schools, which were known for basketball at one point in time, and if you didn't graduate from college, then why? You must have gotten the handcuffs. That's all I'm saying. And so, yes, 7 foot Adrian Taylor, I think he passed away. Yes, he played at Booker T. Washington. Big fella. Yeah, I think TJ's jersey got retired at Willow Ridge. I think they did that a few years back. I think his may be the only one retired at Willow Ridge, if I'm not mistaken. I remember them doing a story on TJ having his jersey retired at Willow Ridge. But yeah, man, I mean, that's that topic, we can go on all day about it, but you guys, I'm sorry, Walter Yates, thanks, man. Adrian Taylor's not dead. Sorry. I'm thinking about the big 7-footer from Sam Houston, I think. Jerry Holmes, whatever his name was. I'm thinking about him. But yeah, Adrian Taylor was the big 7-footer, big fella too, man. He was big, Howler. Big old rascal. Well, he is big. I'm sorry, he's living. Big old rascal. And he had knock knees though. They had them knock, But I'm looking, and Herb Baker's Hoolan James Loud, 1989. 6'3", jumped like Dominique Wilkins. Streets took him down. See, I mean, I'm telling you, man.
I've got you.
It's a lot of guys, man, that from those schools, that if there was a social media today, do you understand what, man? I think if there was a social media today, remember back in those days, right before us, the NAIA schools, a lot of our black talent proudly went to UT Pan Am, which is now UT Rio Grande Valley. They went to Wiley College, Paul Quinn, Wiley College, proudly, and played basketball at all of those schools. And but if you had social media back then, oh man.
And that was so funny. That was Allen Iverson was talking about. He said, "Boy, if they had social media back when he was playing, how crazy would be." And what's so unique, man? And I go back. Y'all got to watch it. I like the situation. Matt Barnes played with Allen Iverson at some point. Okay, he played with him on maybe on Philly's team, but Matt Barnes was on the bench, and he would just say, Matt Barnes said this on TV. He said, "Man, I didn't ever play. All I did is get high and watch y'all, Al." He said, "Jimmy," he said, "I never played. All I did is got high and watch y'all." But Jimmy, I think this is a unique process in this area. I mean, and if you live in another area, how is it? I would like to know, how's it in your community? You know, I got to find out how it is in Memphis. I mean, I know what my name wasn't gonna get retired, but I want to know how it is. How it is in Chicago. How is it in Miami? How is it in LA? And a unique perspective about retiring people. When you told me everything is site based, and then it's just got different. Then some people alumni is so powerful, you know. Like I remember it was a span where Wheatley kept changing coaches, but it was all about the alumni with their expectations. So it's crazy out there, man.
And how did that work out?
Yeah,
you know,
yeah.
How did that work out? You be careful what you wish for in a lot of these situations, and a lot of people do. You know, it's one of those things. Like I said, you know, college basketball season is off. It tips off today.
Yes, sir.
And all eyes will be on TVs nationwide because a lot of these former players, you know, everybody has a certain degree of expectations. And I'm gonna tell you something. When I was talking to one coach this morning, and he brought up to me how this is a new era that they're in, because this is the first full season after post-pandemic. Well, we're not fully out of the pandemic yet, but without any recent restriction of the last 2 seasons. Well, here's what they're doing. And this is, Coach confessed this to me this morning. He said he confessed that about 3 of the players that he did not get, that he was in with in the recruitment, and they're going to other schools, he's watching their box scores. So college coaches are watching these results, so to speak, watching him, maybe watch him play. You know what I'm saying? Watching box scores, because some of these guys playing on the same night, so they're not going to be able to, but they're watching. You know why they're watching? Because now the portal. So that's what, and so the high school season is about to start out in 3 days. And the high school kids thinking like, college coach, you know, come watch me. Hey, you sending emails and stuff. Coach, come check me out. Yeah. Okay. You believe that. Sit there. Wait for it. They're going to this is a really, really, really tough situation, a tough space for a high school 12th grader to be in, because I understand, because of the fact that you've put so much into this basketball. Your parents have invested so much of their resources into helping you to develop.
Yeah. Yeah.
Under the pretense that you said, you know what? I'm the best. I could be the best. I done scored 20 on the best. So I'm waiting on a Division I scholarship. So now you're ignoring that D2 and that D3. You're ignoring them, right, Hatter? And as you ignore those guys, they know you're ignoring them. And the thing about them is, have you ever looked at a roster for a D2 or for a D2 school? This is state D2 or D3, don't matter. Or NAIA. NAIA, help pick one of them. And guess what? Look, not the names on the roster. Like I told you, Hatter, when you go, look at on every roster, the full roster is going to tell you there. It's going to list on that right column. It's going to say hometown. And then you know what this is going to say? Last school. Your last school. It don't say high school no more. It used to say high school in that last column. Are you following me now? You guys may not pay attention to that.
I got it, Jimmy. I got it here.
What school you got? Let's pick one at random. Who you got up?
Let's go with this kid named Galen Alexander from TSU.
He went to Georgetown, didn't he?
Yeah, but it got Bow Bridge, Louisiana. It ain't said nothing about the high school. It just got Georgetown behind.
What's the top of the column say?
The top? What you mean?
Where it say what
hometown, previous school.
Previous school. It don't say high school no
Dude,
more.
Ain't nobody Hey, man, damn.
How many? Hold on. So that's TSU's roster?
Yeah.
Okay, let's count the transfers right now. I'm gonna count. You call them out.
You talking about the grad transfers?
I'm gonna count the transfers versus the high school versus the high school players.
So the transfer would be undergrad, under GR, or any of them.
That means if it don't have a high school, that means you a transfer.
Okay, okay, all right, okay. Number one, Mineral Area College. That's number one. Georgetown, McNeese State, Hartford, Temple College, Stephen S. Austin, UC Riverside, Nevada. Okay, we got one, Ridge Point, Kobe Granger.
Oh, and we'll talk about it. We'll get back to him in a second.
Okay. Then the next guy, we got Sanford College, Hampton University, Union Grove. That's a high school. That's Shaq's son. Shaq's son.
We'll get back to him in a second.
Okay. Then we got Houston. We got Texas A&M, UTA, Straight Jessup. We got a Straight Jessup. We got a Malvo. But it says Straight Jessup.
Okay.
Okay. But he's a junior. Redshirt junior. So he came from somewhere else too. They got Straight Jessup. He had to come from somewhere.
That mean he didn't play basketball.
Okay, I got you.
And he didn't play basketball. He redshirt junior. Just said, you know what, I'm gonna go on out here and be a
see what I can do. Okay.
Yeah. Come on.
Then we got it's two more left. We got a guy from Collierville. He came out of high school, Collierville in Memphis, Tennessee, as a high school kid. That's suburb of Memphis.
Okay.
And then we got Bryson Gresham, who came from U of H.
So that's 12 transfers.
Wow.
4 from the high schools. And out of those 4, 2 of them has we call a dot you can connect.
A legacy.
One would be Kobe Granger is the son of the athletic director, who's really the vice president to the president, and that's Kevin Granger. So understand, not to say he's not good enough, nothing, but he has a dot to connect.
No, he's good.
If his daddy was a president somewhere else, he might have been at the other school as well. Secondly, it's from Union Grove High School, and that's little Shaq's son. Right?
Yeah.
So this Shaq's ex-wife, Shawnee, lives in Houston.
Mm-hmm.
You follow me, guys? Mm-hmm. So that kid's mom lives in Houston now. They relocated. She still has a home in LA. Mm-hmm. But they live in Houston.
Mm-hmm.
And he has another sibling whose mother lives in Houston as well. Right, Hatter?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So that means it's a family thing. So you can connect that dot with Shaq. And Shaq has a home in Houston.
Mm-hmm.
So guys, transfer. That portal runs everything. And what made me think about something now is I'm gonna read this email from
you sure been getting a lot of emails, lady. Come on.
Yeah. And it's email from the mailbox, and the email says, I went to the Rice St. Edwards preseason game.
Mm.
Rice basketball played St. Edwards, right, the other night.
Mm-hmm.
Right? And he say what was interesting was the mix of players with all the transfers on both sides, Rice and St. Edwards. Had to pull up Rice. Let's see how many transfers they got. I'm just curious. And while I'm talking, I continue to read. Say St. Edwards has several former Division I on their roster.
Mm-hmm.
Either 4 or 5 on St. Edwards. Rice, right? They have several transfers as well. He says that, and he goes on to say that this is from a parent, a good observation. He say, you can see for yourself with some on these rosters really how mix and match these teams would get and how many transfers both schools have playing significant minutes, including Rice even taking a former junior college player, which they normally didn't do in the past. Times have changed, guys, right? He say, check this out. He say, you can even see some recent RCS sports and statewide players, right? Let's say like a Jackson Peaks, who started at St. John's High School, right? Recently and last year. And the freshman point guard, Gavino Ramos from San Antonio Antonian, who won a state title. They played pretty good, solid minutes, didn't turn the ball over, but he looked much slower and not as strong as the older guards on the Rice team. He said that the face of college basketball is really changing quickly with these transfers, and this was really my first in-person look at it. The Chop Shop talk about this all the time. And he goes on, but that's pretty much one of the guys. We tell you guys, go and watch. That's all you got to do. But if you go and watch with an honest eyeball, and be sure to get a program or a roster form when you go. Or print out the damn things before you go there, and that way you can know and you can see with each one of them kids. And I promise you, know one thing you don't see on Division II basketball and Division III basketball? NAIA, JUCO alike. On that court, now the team is different because there's walk-ons on every team. But on the court, in the rotation, every one of those players were either all district, just like your baby, all region, just like your baby, all state, just like your baby, or ranked in the state, just like your baby, or ranked in the country. All of them that are playing. That's the part people don't realize. And then these guys, remember that transfer portal when we stopped doing a count, and we had a count of all those guys in the portal, and we had a tally on RCS Sports Data of how many guys that and where they were going. We kept a tally on the front of that website for you guys to see. And after a while, it dried up, and a lot of those names stayed there, but a lot of names didn't get updated. They didn't get Division I schools. And a lot of them at that time didn't even get Division IIs. Guess what those guys are? Either some of them either quit altogether, or they just said, oh, you know what, man, forget it. I'll go on. And, and coaches know. So the non-Division I coaches, hella, they know it when Labor Day come around or when August come around. They're watching that list too. They're saying, this dude, he crazy thinking that LSU for to pick him up. We're just going to sit there without Ketchersmith. With LSU Alexandra. Little Larry going to pick up one out there. He's going to grab him one. They're going to fall right into his net every year. Do you realize there's a kid right now? Can you guys help me out if I'm not mistaken? That was on the front. Well, we didn't do a magazine that year. That's what it was. He would have been on the front cover of the magazine. He was ranked at one point, he was ranked number 1 in the city, in the area. He was ranked in this. He played and started in the Big 12. So it had nothing to do with rankings. Once you get to college and you start, your rankings are going out the window. That's what they measured on. This guy was a starter in the Big 12 just 2 seasons ago. He got his name in the portal. And you guys guess who I'm talking about. I'm going to give you guys a boom room. Guess who I want somebody to put it out there and see if you can put it out there. Who am I talking about? He was a starter in the Big 12, and he went in the portal, and nobody picked him up. Nobody picked him up. Didn't get in handcuffs. I said again, he did not get in handcuffs. He did not have no incidents with the law. Did not get kicked out of school. Who am I talking about? You guys help me on that. This is a Big 12 starter 2 seasons ago. Nobody answered yet. Nobody answered yet. I'm waiting. I give it to you. I'm with one more. Come on.
I can't believe Clarence Harris don't know.
Come on now.
And why they waiting, Jimmy, why haven't Walter Yates gave us he doing all this comment? Have you give us an update of what your team doing out there, Walter Yates? Have you? You know, I'm not gonna let your ass. Have you gave us an update of what your team doing? Clarence Harris don't know. Man, I'm just sitting up here. No, you talking about whether Jamal Benjamin? No,
it wasn't Jamal Benjamin. That's a good guess. I like that, but that wasn't Jamal.
No.
And
I can't believe Walter Yates. Walter Yates, what is your? Oh, he 5-0. Okay. Well, then you know he say 5-0. He say he 5-0.
Okay. You say he says it.
He said, I mean, because I don't know. I ain't keeping up with no Walter Yates.
No, it wasn't Carl that went to Dawson.
No. That's me and Byron. That's out. That's out. Because he said Big Carl gonna do something this year. But I don't know who Big Carl is.
Big Carl Nicholas at TSU.
Wait a minute. Oh, okay. I didn't see his name. Okay. Because it had,
so
it said Stephen A.
About,
okay.
The player who I'm talking about, I gave you guys a chance, and I, that way I can go and share with you. Here's the name.
What?
Montavious Murphy at Kansas. He went to
Whoa, the dude who hold up, not the dude that played in one of them Concordia teams.
Yes, Concordia.
And everybody was talking about y'all sleeping on him.
And he went to Kansas State, and he started as a freshman at Kansas State. Look it up. Montavious Murphy, he's 6'8". Started as a freshman. Went in the portal and no Division I. Picked him up.
Jimmy.
I'm not saying this to be, I'm saying it's sad.
No, I got something I got to share. Jimmy, she didn't say keep it anonymous. You know how I am about these kids. I don't want y'all out there saying nothing crazy about these kids. But it's a
why you put it?
No, I got it. Go, you can talk. I got it. I'm just trying to see what I want to say about it.
Killer Gamble, yes, he had a Division I offer and interest. Yes, I want to clarify. I'm not saying nobody, he wasn't good enough. I'm letting you know my bottom line is that he's not in school. Well, he's not, no program. A lot of their athletic directors did not authorize the coach to take him. And a lot of the athletic directors basically would tell some coaches, if you take this kid and something happens, then you go with him. Or they will say, you know what? The recommendation that we got on this kid is to not touch him. That happens a lot in college basketball. So you guys can figure it out. But yes, he had offers. But my point was, he's a young man that's still out there. Right now. And that's Montavious Murphy. And that's sad. But go ahead on, Hatter. What you pull up? You got something in your mailbag.
I'm just trying to see. I meant to call you about it because, but sometimes, I just didn't have the energy. Because I could have the energy. And maybe this is off. I'm trying to see. A mom sent me a text. A mom sent you and I an email. And I answered her first. Okay? And she talking about her kid. I'm trying to see where he started at. Her kid got put up. A kid went in the transfer portal. Then he came back off the transfer portal.
Okay.
They had a coaching change at this school. And the coach came from a new school, brought 7 players with him. You probably can figure this shit out. Brought 7 players from where he came from. And he wanted the 3 or 4 guys from Houston or Texas is on this team. He wanted to get them scholarships from all these kids. He told them from day one, cuts would be made. Mentioned her son in the transfer portal and told him there's plenty of schools in Houston because hold up, man, I can't laugh. I'm trying to see this because the mama sending me all these texts. Another kid on the team came about a week later. Hold up. In other words, she said, how do I call the AD? The AD never returned my call. They treating the kids bad. And if y'all can, hold up. He said, do you know neither coach has called me to tell me why they putting him off the team? It's November, Hatter. But assistant coach told another coach some lies. She put curse word. She said, I can't take it. My heart is broken. This guy's the devil, Hatter. And he don't, and Jimmy, I have to watch. The reason I'm not mentioning the coach, you deal with these guys, and I don't want no coach, but who would bring down as long as the team is good and you screw everything else up. So I asked, I said, when did the coach arrive? The coach arrived in August, Jimmy. Usually coaching changes are done in, I thought April, May, and that. The coach didn't arrive to August.
Yeah.
And he was telling these kids, y'all ain't got to go home, but y'all got to get the hell out of here. And I'm going to give you a chance to take a look at it because it's just the mama talking to me. Yes, the head coach, he gave me the head coach name, and the assistant coach is black. And she said he just letting them do him. I said, baby, he just assistant coach. Yes, his boss. I wonder I'm not telling y'all this name of the school yet. I got to wait. I got to clear this with Jimmy. I'm just telling y'all. I asked her, was your kid, is he still on the scholarship? She said, yes, he is. Although he's kicked off the team. I said, you better go to class then. You know how I am. And she said, I was glad I was pushy on that because accounting kept sending me emails regarding the balance. Jimmy, let me tell you something. I remember the balance days. It's like they were trying to get rid of him. No, they was trying to get him to quit before the scholarship funds were finally credited. Jimmy, she said, I had to call like 10 times. The other player from Memphis got a full ride as well, but guess what? There's only submitted for partial scholarships now. Now his parents are just going to have to pay the rest because they don't want to answer the financial aid stuff. Dude, it's a hot mess. Jimmy, I'm going to talk to you about it. She said, Hannah, I won't expose these coaches. I can't do that, mama. However, I don't want it to backfire on my son. That's why I'm not telling y'all what's going on. I know y'all saying, how do you ain't calling no name? Just listen to the damn thing. Huh? You know I'm gonna tell you later. We can't talk about it right now, Jimmy. When I tell you when you get off the show, you gonna say
no. I'm gonna throw a question in there real quick, and you keep going. I'm gonna throw the question. You keep going. We ain't got even answer right now.
Okay. All right.
Bookmark this. Okay. How the hell at this point, based on what has happened to your son, how in the hell? What would you consider it backfiring? What worse could it get for your son than right now? Now keep going. I'm just saying. That's
a good one. But Jimmy, because he in school, they tried to get him to quit. They wouldn't quit. Jimmy, hold up. Then the last thing she said, I want to expose the coaches. However, I don't want to backfire on my son. I have to send you the recordings. She got recordings, Jimmy. Kind of hard to hear clearly due to being in their pockets. Oh, the boys went in there. The boys went in there prepared on them coaches' ass. I can't wait to talk to Jimmy. I know you've been busy, Jimmy. You've been busy with your bit, and I just hadn't want to bother you with it. No, y'all ass ain't family. Y'all, Kim Jackson. Y'all ain't family. Hell no. Y'all gonna run y'all mouth soon as y'all talking about we family. Hell no. You can't tell everybody everything, Kim Jackson. Kim Jackson. Everybody that listen to this show ain't family, Kim Jackson. it's some people listening to this show that don't like Jimmy and I. So let me tell you something. I'm very careful about what I say. I told y'all it's some agents were sending the parents that we were recruiting the same kids to show. Tell me he ain't got time for y'all. He got a show. This ain't Kim Jackson. Let me tell you something. I know what I'm doing. But when the lady sent it, Jimmy, I'm on the golf course, Jimmy. She was talking to me so much. I said, oh my God. I said, text me. So it's a lot of text, Jimmy, she sent me. But we'll talk about it. The kids from Houston. Y'all know the kids. We talked about the kids on this show before. Who is that? How do you gave me that plate at Billy and at Billy and Tiff's? Oh, what's up, Byron Green? I got you. Hey, man. Byron Green is telling me how I remember him. I got you, baby. Now I know exactly who you are. Wow. Yeah, but Jimmy, this need to be. I'm glad you just said. What else could you do to the child? But hey, guess what I like about it? Mom and them didn't quit. They said, they wanted them to run. They wanted them to quit, but they didn't quit. So I said, man, get that lesson. Go try to be as smart as you can this time. And mamas and daddies. The reason I told this story, don't y'all hop y'all ass in these transfer portals without wise counsel. Yeah, Ken Gamble, I hope I answered your question. You talking about the chop shop, Adam. If we can't talk here, yeah, but Ken Gamble, this ain't your business right now. This ain't everybody's business right now. I'm just giving y'all an instance. So parents, I'm hopping your ass in these portals and hopping your butt back out these portals. The reason I'm mentioning it because we got a guy like Contavious. This guy, I know he can play in college basketball. He started on a Big 12 team. And he had other offers, but I guess the offer he didn't want. So what's going on? So yes, everybody. Yeah, I'm gonna let Jimmy decipher through these texts, and then I'll let him handle it accordingly. Y'all got to realize, Jimmy got business with these college coaches. I am not gonna sit up here and try to hurt his business. Kenneth Gamble, Kimberly Jackson. I know y'all just kidding. I know y'all knows as hell. But I want you to just let your friends know this happens in college basketball. New coach came in with 7 players. Coming and telling all you Houston, y'all can go back to Houston. There's some colleges in Houston. Y'all had so back to Houston. I'm just trying to give y'all information because it might happen to y'all. I know y'all thinking it ain't gonna happen to us. I watched the Chop Shop. These people here, Jimmy, that's going to the school, they watched the damn Chop Shop too, all them years. This stuff happens, man. But Jimmy, you can end the show, man. I just wanted to give. I should have. My bad. But you've been too busy, man. That's why I ain't burdening you with this, man. But because the reason I didn't burden with the kids still in school, still, yeah.
I got a lot of questions in regard to parents. Not the first time, and it ain't the last.
I got you.
First and foremost. So this stuff happens is commonplace, and whenever a new coach comes in, then you are expendable if you're not in that starting lineup. Believe that. Did he start last year, Hatter? That's my question. Did he start?
I don't know.
Okay, so what happens is when a new coach comes in any damn program, no matter what level it is, first thing they do when they get there, I promise you, that staff is going to say, it's going to be about 3 or 4 kids that coach going to say, how the hell did they off him? How the hell did he get here? What the hell is he doing here? Man, and you know what? It happens all the way around. So the first I guess the first sign is a new coach coming in. It don't even matter when. When a new coach comes in, that's why you see a lot of people always transfer when the coach leaves their programs, even if they're starters. They're gone. When the coach gone, some guys are gone unless their coach comes in. That's why they always like to handle it really delicately. And they get that new coach and they're trying to let him come in and get a chance to talk with guys and keep them from leaving. Sometimes it works, sometimes it don't. If you guys can remember when Kevin Sampson came to U of H, you know they had 3 guys that was All-Americans that transferred out when he's coming up in there. Daniel House.
That's
was
right.
Going to Texas A&M.
That's right.
Joseph Young, went to Oregon, and Tyrus Thomas, what his name was, went to Oklahoma. I can't think his name, something like that. Kid Thomas.
I forgot his name.
3
I forgot his name.
And my point is, when coaches come in, they have to do damage control, because that coach isn't the guy who came into the living rooms of the mamas and daddy and promised them this. And everybody knows inside the loop, every coach wants to eventually get his type of player in that system. So that means that's why it's very important. I always tell people, whenever a coach get a new job and he comes in, like let's look at Alvin Brooks Jr., the head coach at Lamar men's basketball. Coach Alvin Brooks. This is his first year at Lamar. Whoever that coach signs as his first recruit, when he signs and brings in a transfer or whatnot, his fingerprints is on that player, and he's going to make sure that kid going to play. Now, you might not finish playing like that, but you're going to get a bunch of rope from a new coach if he recruits you. And guess what? That coach his job ain't on the line. He got a mulligan, because most new coaches come in and they can lose a little bit, because you know what they say when they lose? Them ain't our players. I got to break these players in. We're going to get them guys on up out of here so we can get our type of player in here. But we talk about a lot of this stuff and a lot more tomorrow. And guess what? Ask these college coaches who's going to be on here from University of Texas in Austin on tomorrow on the Chop Shop. Guys, y'all better not get soft on me tomorrow.
Oh, they going to get soft, Jimmy. They going to get soft as Dr. Scott.
Y'all better ask these guys these questions. I'm telling you, it happens. And the way that you ask them is you present it in a generic fashion, not asking them if they ever done it before. You see, generically, okay. Coach, have you ever heard of a situation where this is what happened? Can you explain to us why it happened like that? You know, and then that way now you'll probably get better answers out of those coaches, rather put them on the spot in today's society and have clickbait that can keep them from getting a job, because these two you know how it is. Remember the key word, like that viral video going on online with Denzel Washington? Culture. Ain't the race. We like talking. It's a culture thing on the Chop Shop. So the 2 coaches that come on tomorrow, we want the assistant coach. We want some of the brothers. That way now they can understand how, and they've been on the Chop Shop before, which everybody on that staff has been on Chop Shop before. Everybody on the UT staff. It don't matter. I'm just getting you, letting you know at least one of them got to be a brother, so they can understand some of the wacky stuff y'all say. Now, last question, Rod Williams, before we get up out of it. Will the hospitality room be available on Friday and Saturday at the season opener? Hospitality room will be available only on Saturday. Friday's a short day. Doesn't make sense to get all that food up in there. You know, it's a short day on Friday. Saturday, hospitality room, and we have VIP passes for the season opener, which will get you admission to both days. We have preferred seating, meaning your name will be on your seat. when you arrive.
Dang.
Yeah, you prefer
They got it going on.
And you get to go in the hospitality room, but the hospitality room is only on Saturday. And that's for $50. You get all of that. and you get to see all over. I mean, you got your seat, and ain't nobody, you don't worry about nobody in your seat. You get up, your name's still on your seat, unless you take it off your damn self. But it can't nobody sit in that seat in that section. You're right there, the best seats in the house. And so that's, of course, season opener. You can get tickets on rcsports.com. Go to rcsports.com and get your seats.
I love the portal. Jimmy, how you feel about the portal? I love the portal.
I love it. No, understand. Chris Walker explained the portal the other day, and we'll get some of these coaches on tomorrow. Ask that question about ask them the very question, how do they feel about the portal? And that way you can get it from a different angle. The portal empowers the players. Realize that. Because in the past, they had to get permission from the coach to leave. Think about that. Think about the batters. Think about a domestic abuse situation. Yeah. You got to get permission from this dude that's battering you, that's mentally draining and punishing you. You got to get their permission to leave, to pack your bags and leave. No, Porter, you ain't got to ask. You ain't got to say nothing to the coach now. You just simply got to go to the compliance person and let them know, I am requesting my release.
Hey, could y'all put some red and gold trimming on Rodwell's seat? Red
and gold.
Yeah, put a red and gold bow red on that. Put something on. You got to be something red on there for Rodwell.
Understand? You can come. You know those kids at high schools. They have they nowadays. What a couple of decades ago became popular. At certain high schools, they will sell them a parking lot space for 12th graders. Yeah, you get to rent your parking lot space for a little fee, and you can decorate it and design it all you want. Guess what, Rodwell's? You can design that chair however you want.
Wow!
You get that. Long as you
Jimmy, don't tell him. Jimmy, his car.
No.
Jimmy,
what we got laws gonna be there.
Harris no. He gonna do it good, Jimmy. He gonna do it. Jimmy, his car is decorated in Yates. In the back seat, he don't let nobody in the back seat. It got Yates stuff all in it. Can't nobody get in the back seat. Yeah, Rodwell's gonna have that thing right. I'm telling you now.
That's the same. I don't know what to say, but I know what to say. I'm gonna tell you what to say, and that is, I'm gonna say it's time to slide down Dino's back.
Yes.
And yabba dabba do this thing on this Tuesday.
We out here.
Remember, the show is gonna be rocking. It's Women Rock Wednesday tomorrow. Shout out to all ladies, but we are going to get down with a combo at 1 p.m. Central Time. We're gonna have at least one, possibly two of the coaches from University of Texas men's basketball. We'll talk about the game from tonight. We'll talk about the Big 12. We'll talk about the move to the SEC, you see, and we'll talk about them having, of course, one of the top recruiting classes in the country. How does a staff like this coexist when people, in times like this with egos and everything? How does this thing get together and coexist? We're gonna talk about all that and a lot more, and we're gonna also give you guys the opportunity to present your questions. I promise you, Halder, we're gonna make the vow to them right now. Make sure your questions ain't goofy though, because I don't want to make it look like I'm ignoring your question. Yeah. Think of the questions that would really make these guys think, and think of questions that they probably haven't been asked in the recent past. Yeah, and that's all. That means you probably got a damn good question. If you think of it like that, and keep it above the waist, we're gonna keep it. And guess what? If they get on their ass if you need to, but at the same time, we're gonna represent the chop shop well. But thanks, guys. We got to get up out of here. I'm gonna have Robert Haller, this Jim Hicks, and I'm gonna see you guys in 22 hours. Got a lot to do, man. Don't forget, get over to rcsports.com. Get your tickets for the season opener. It's gonna be off the chain. Peace. Chop shop.
Let me find that button.
Jim Hicks, Rob Hatter, you are now tuned in to the Chop Shop. I'm Retro, let's get it. We in the Chop Shop, we live in the Chop Shop. We talking sports talk, we live in the Chop Shop. We in the Chop Shop, I'm talking sports talk. So turn your dials up, it's live in the Chop